Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, riveting, and amazing Propagandacast with me, host Imperial Dane, the one and only Master Propaganda House, like defender of the fatherland, off here till 1v1 on Angoville Farms. In the north it is DexN, fighting for the British Empire, the Commonwealth, King George. Here with the 7th Armoured Division, tasked with breaking through to Rome no matter the cost. In the south it is DevM, fighting for Germany.
Ready for use.
Deutschland, the Angoville Farms Panzer Division, tasked with making sure the Brits don't go anywhere, except into the Mediterranean. We got a Grenadier Kettenkrad opening here out of DevM versus Vickers start of DexN.
Grenadiers have been mustered for battle.
Surprise there, you typically see more like double Vickers or a lot of sections, so interesting choice. Double Sappers, not double Vickers, nonsense. All sections there, so interesting choice there by DexN. As always, big hearty thanks to my patron supporters for the continued generous and wonderful support of the Propagandacast, and a big thanks to you commenting and liking my videos, so I don't see with the YouTube algorithms and keeps the cat from biting off my fingers. So, racing about over the Kettenkrad, DevM sees up as much terrain as he can here versus those Tommies, as DexN, of course, heroically marches out for the British Empire. Section right about down there. Otherwise, all quiet. Both players have yet to pick a battle group. They're both being a bit more, shall we say, waiting on that one. Cautious, hesitant, pensive. And with DexN focusing on the west side of the map, it's definitely interesting. That definitely means DevM can basically just grab both victory points and these just get a lot there. So it's interesting that DexN focuses more on the west here. Since it's got a Vickers and all these buildings do tend to be a bit machine gun friendly. Second Grenadier Squad, that's right, for DevM now pushes westwards with the infantry. And of course he's making use of the training to sneak up, hit the cut off there. Devious play by DevM. Noting, of course, he's not really prioritizing the victory points. In fact, neither player is at the moment. Another section ready for DexN, moving towards the cutoff point here. DevM clearly looking to spring a trap here on DexN. There we go. With this, he also knows for the Vickers is kind of roughly where angles are, so he's trying to flank in there. We got MP40s goes for breakthrough. 2 thumbs up here to DevM. His Grenadiers being met with the Vickers. The other Grenadiers forced to withdraw quicker than anticipated, I imagine. Pioneers closing in there. We got the section with the Enfields here. Vickers turning around here. DexN clearly unfazed and feeling quite confident. Pioneers will have to retreat in that direction, and they do. That was a pretty cool call there by DexN versus DevM. Grab the fuel point here, reinforcing. Sappers on the way for Mr. DexN cut off one threat. We got Grenadiers and Sappers around a section around for the building. Grenadiers narrowly getting to kick the door and most crucially lock the doors on the other ones, that is. So, MP40 upgrade ultra, the MP40, the machine pistol in 40. It was overall a more refined version of the MP38. It's much easier and much cheaper to produce. That was in fact one of the major innovations of the MP40. It was just a machine gun made really easy to produce. At a time when I think most armies really weren't heavily thinking about it, the Germans, at least in that sense, were a bit stiff ahead there. So to the Grenadiers here, Pioneers nearby. You start there. Some points were grabbed outside of DexN's base. We've got the Grenadiers in trouble with the Sappers up close, 10 guns for the Grenadiers. Pioneers are anxious system. We do get an ND43 there for DevM. Yeah, Breakthrough feels like one of the more popular battle groups alongside Mechanized for the average round player that's not going to go for ambush. ND42 spam. Even that feels like it's been sort of slowly dropping off. Got the Sapper White Pit. That's a great hit there for DevM in the early game versus DexN. DexN already a bit to invest in the west side and still not having the best success. Also using this fuel for their courtesy of the Kettenkrad. It's of course finding things only getting tougher there with the Sapper section right. It's finally extending into the east side of the map there, which is great, but it's good to be going a bit better. There we go. We got more soul upgrades there for DevM's Grenadiers. We've got the Luftwaffe company in there. Pretty much a classic choice for the average Wehrmacht player in the current metagame. That said, going heavy in the MP40s is definitely a lot less common. Most players just tend to prefer keeping the Grenadiers upgraded. As for many, I imagine the MP40 upgrade just feels like it's just not good enough. It just, but its cost typically can struggle to generate enough value off it. You typically end up wanting to just use munitions and other things. But if you're particularly aggressive, a thing can still work, but even there, it still has its risks too. As there's many cases where, like, just an MP40 like even up close before someone loses a section, they've taken enough damage. So it definitely highlights that the MP40 is definitely, as an upgrade run on the ground, is in a very awkward spot here. Of course, he had already taken many losses, even with sprint there. The second squad, of course, does compel DexN to withdraw here. We'll have to see what DexN goes for, but likely going to be heavy armor here or Canadian. Even then, I feel like heavy armor's become more likely with every passing moment. We also got a recce package up there for DexN's infantry sections. In some ways, a bit the opposite of the MP40 upgrade in terms of where you want all the DPS to go. Jaegers pulling up here with DevM support from the 114th Jaeger Division, one of 2 Jaeger divisions that actually fought in the Italian theatre. Funny enough, there are more Fallschirmjäger divisions and more Gebirgs Jaeger divisions actually fought there than Jaeger divisions. And another section here for DexN, still no battle group. He's definitely pouring a lot of the Germans head on, and the MD42, of course, would be a fantastic stop there for the section to combine with the Kedenkrat spot ahead here. Vickers pushing eastwards, cut-off point being seized. Jaegers on the move.
The enemy has claimed our territory for their own.
Like reinforcing, healing. And Panzer 6 opted anticipating the Humber here out of DexN. Humber, of course, very common in the British metagame against the Wehrmacht. It's almost, in terms of utility, usage on the level of the DAC flak field. Obviously, not nearly as difficult to deal with, and ubiquitous is still very powerful. Or being, relatively accessible. Kedenkrat finally went down there. Looks to be a mine that did it in. Good mining course there by DexN. Thumbs up. Recce section in there with M45. Got a flank kick section here. Almost got the MG42 here. We definitely came here with DevM and the Hammond Göring Fudging Punching that happened, but no. Falls short of that particular event to occur, but it's definitely dangerous close there for DevM and the Hammond Göring Fallschirm Panzer Division, the Luftwaffe's only Panzer Division. He's initially in part trained actually by Fallschirmjäger instructors, though as to warm on a lot less light. It's also rather interesting, despite on paper at least being an elite Panzer Division, it never really seems to like access to armoured half-tracks and all. It was only like when it spent in like a Panzer Corps, it sort of received a battalion of Panzer Fusiliers, the Corps itself, with sort of armoured Panzer grenades in that sense. So it's one of those interesting elements there. Going to a mine there, Saps closing in with the Sten guns. Flamethrower noise well there for DexN. Support elements there for DevM definitely indicates the Vibrant here. And DexN currently having 9 to 10 guns. I mean, he could end up falling back here towards Australian defense just for the 2-pounder guns. It's sort of like, oh, whoopsie, move. You should definitely see some players do Australian defense. Though typically less against the Vibrant. So it's worth noting, despite everything, I mean, DexN's got like a 1 to 2, KD advantage here. Like, for every, one guy he loses, he takes out 2. That's a pretty good day development for DexN overall, even though the map control is not ideal. Definitely something that benefits DexN. I mean, DevM, not DexN. But the problem is these names sound a bit too similar to DevM, DexN, at least in my head. So 6-pounder gun for DexN, definitely anticipating the Vibrant out soon. I mean, he's seen the Jaegers, so obviously to assume the Vibrant is not much of a stretch there. Put it in, and there you go. Still on the way, and of course he can rush it out there. Using the ability there. But so far it's worth noting, DevM hasn't really used much of his ability except the MP40 upgrade. So what he could be planning is, I don't know, but you think he tried to rush out the Vibrant, but it seems like just DevM's too caught up in everything else. Or just doesn't care. Hard to say here. The Grenadiers push back here. Flamethrower sappers tend to be a surprisingly good counter hit to the MP40 Grenadiers. Also another reason the Grenadiers can fall flat with MP40, particularly as the Brits. They get countered by a cheaper unit. Who wants to get some training going, which DexN has. There you go, Viblen flak pans out, and of course, only one entered tank, and there should be some hope there for DevM. Medic bunker, and relying on the Grenadiers to do the reinforcement, merging and healing. There you go, flak pans can saps to the cutoff point. Still, DexN gets saps to grab the point, then pull back before they get absolutely turned into pastrami there. Nigel goes down. Got the 6-pounder gun there lining up, ready to catch the Viblen pushes. It shoots, hits a tree, completely shattering the home of family of squirrels. Gets a good re-hit on the flak panzer. Bunker almost done there for DevM and Deutschland. Thank you, section. Some quickly routed. How will DexN respond to this atrocity against the British Empire? Who knows? Still, DexN's starting to lose a bit of ground there in terms of the KD ratio there between the two players. DevM is catching up, slowly but inexorably.
Research completed.
Black Panther rolling in. DexN guys entering all the way up. He's clearly a bit concerned that we can go for smoke bombs and the mechanized assault group there for DevM. It's one of the reasons why I think Breakthrough is seeing so much play. Not so much the importance, again, just that Starstorm calling. It's really become, like, you know, I think, a significant part of the game. It's just being able to call in the Starstorm early because you just don't really have much faith in the other infantry a lot of the time, increasingly. It very much just becomes, you know, either shoot diesel Starstorm or the half-track with Starstorm. Another 6-pounder here for DexN. Clearly had enough with the Viblen flak pans already. Who can blame him?
The enemy has 300 points remaining.
Great shot from the 6-pounder gun there. Another wave token out of DevM and Deutschland. Another 6-pounder gun almost done there. All 3 points being grabbed. Moves to the sappers. And sticking up the eastern fuel point here.
Squad has been destroyed.
And he is wiped. Bit of a painful lot of demonstrations. Those were some of his upgraded MP40 Grenadiers. Sappers continue their absolute rampage here. Ripping through DevM's infantry there, but he's, I imagine, still aiming for that Starstorm calling. Of course, can then upgrade the half-track, which should go for more advantage. Infantry, just keep it unupgraded to
Territory lost.
You know, maybe do some mechanized tactics, or I could go for an ambulance. Meanwhile, DexN go for the grenades, charging the Viblen. We've got 2 6-pounder guns ready. Heavy fire and flak panzer. DevM, of course, he quickly reading out with the guns decided. Looks to exploit that flank around them. And here we see DexN, of course, with a bit of problem. The guns are a bit too close to each other, so it becomes easy for the Viblen to circle around them. Very smart play there by DevM. Almost got one of the 6-pounder guns here, but oh, not good here suddenly. And yeah, with the re-exposed, he's definitely going to go lose the Viblen. Probably should end up taking the puffer and then sort of snug up there, but I guess he thought he could make it work. Fortunately for the Viblen's crew, he could not.
Stoßtruppen, armed and ready.
And there goes Starstorm calling here. Rolling in on 250 and half, I'm sure they just pilfered. Another Panzer Division. Hey, so that's our half-track. You're not just inspecting it for contraband.
Rapid production protocols are
Rapid production, the MD-14 with the samples, their biggest also letting loose as well. Section flanking in. Starstorm popping out. There you go. Infantry section getting absolutely more. The Bren gun failing in the face of the MD-42, or specifically the guy holding it. Not like the Bren gun was a bad like machine gun. There you go. Half-track maintaining pressure, pace here for the rest of the Truppen. East side though, continues to like not really put a lot of energy. He's really focused on the west side, which really just hands DevM so much easy map control of the map. Going back towards the half-track here, the Mittlerer Schützenpanzerwagen, or Hanomag, by the Western Allies. There you go, bitches. What this jumps up for the Regal Mine. Definitely can be very powerful in the right place. You're not seeing still any sort of battle group pick there at DexN. No. Need to inclination towards attacking.
551 assault group awaiting deployment.
Of course, obviously, with DevM does have Norfolk renting with a section here. Sappers closing in here. Charging forwards for the British Empire. DevM's got the Blitzkrieg tactic selected. Tiger tank, I imagine, is likely the next sort of target there. The good surprise is for the command tank, it does seem a bit unlikely unless DexN can like really throw DevM off his pace here.
Victory point lost.
Back in the east here with DexN and the British Empire. Back at his base though, things continue to be a bit more somber and quiet, and there's still no real inclination towards a battle group choice here of DexN. We're slowly approaching the 20-minute mark there. Okay, there we go. We do get heavy armor, which ultimately would also be my main guess. They said certainly does not pick a battle group in this amount of time. It's typically heavy armor because you do get the big tanks. The teamwork traded well here. Nice rifle grenade here, almost wipes the machine gun. Narrowly saves him a merchant with as well. Sharp play there by DevM. Starstorm here finding out, but they are surrounded by the Brits. A bit outgunned there. Just withdrew there and rather, sensibly avoided losing more manpower than necessary. There you go, we do get Regal Mounts there out of DevM. Roughly translates to just bar mine.
Awaiting orders, Commander.
So it's just, big bar. Other note about it is they typically acted anti-tamper device. I believe the Regal could actually fit 2 of them on it, so they were fairly difficult to disarm by sappers. I believe the typical response to them would just been blowing them up from a safe distance. Smoke deployed here, we got more Jaegers for DevM. No tac. Additional Starstorm, just more Jaegers. There you go, laying down the Regal Mounts pretty aggressive with the half-track.
Under fire from infantry.
Holding that response, but then again, saying DexN's going on as like sappers with flamethrowers, he'd have to like go for a 3rd sapper section with minesweepers. And of course the question is, how willing is DexN to do the underground section? Knowing there's a lot of Regal Mines, he should be fairly willing to do so. Honestly, like, that could be a great way to lose Churchill Black Prince by just getting it stuck on a Regal Mine. Just picked off. Rest of the Jaegers push back, sappers, machine guns on the move. Fresh Truppen being prepared here in the base for DevM and Deutschland. East side, we've got section trouble with the Jaegers. Starstorm moving in here. E for the Fusion MD42s. Letting loose an absolute torrent of lead here against the section. 136 versus 268. 135. Almost got a wipe here though. Painful there for DexN to lose them to drop the Bren gun, but no. Fortune at least briefly smiles upon DexN. Only briefly. Definitely think DexN is saving up for the Black Prince here. Spending everything on the big tank. Of course, DevM kind of doing the same, but in some respects, I think he is less desperately betting on it.
Bastards have secured our territory from us.
Flash out the machine gun nest. That was definitely quite the explosion, blowing out the roof, the windows, the doors, and probably the cupboards too. Biggest thing to cover here on the south side. We do get a bit of pressure around here from DexN at side of DevM space. Grenadier starts doing that heavy fire here. Grenadier is taking massive velocity out of DexN. Oh, we got a smoke bomb deployed here. 2 thumbs up. Great Red's that ability actually utilized. Caches for DexN. Dark Tank command points. Starstorm there going for the Stars Assault, popping a blend cover machine and the nearby into tank guns. Getting a lot of value out of them, but almost costing the Starstorm hit, so it would be painful and expensive there for DevM to lose them.
We go anywhere we are needed.
We have lost a sector.
There you go. Fuel. Oh, actually, ammunitions cache from DexN. Oh. Interesting choice there. Guess he's setting up for artillery launches and probably a lot of mines down the road. Meanwhile, more machine guns there for DevM. More of those heavy machine guns. The Germans consider the heavy machine gun. Sappers in advance here. Ryan's an MD-42 backed up against Granny. He's got mines being swept out there as, unlike DexN, DevM does have minesweepers about. So thumbs up to DevM on that one. Big wave attack here. Granny's been caught by the Vickers. The sections, MD-4 turning around here. The section clip. There you go. We do that till we're in the machine gun. DevM not wasting an ordering a retreat here. Thumbs up. .34 versus 223. After well, that veterans too, so thumbs up to that. And there you go. The Black Prince has arrived here for DexN, the British Armoured Unicorn. DexN enemies pressed, head down. There we go, Shinhan Gunner and the British speakers crew their veterans here for there. Doing a fair bit of damage. Meanwhile, DevM isn't too far away from the Tiger Tank himself. Likely looking at that.
Received. Enemy is down to 200 points.
Comes the MG-42. And a rough minute there, nearly dodged here by DevM's machine crews. Black Prince continues to lurch onwards. I imagine once he sees the Black Prince, he may consider laying down some more Regal mines. DexN really want to get some sappers out of mines for support. Because again, if it hits a Regal mine, there's a very good chance that Black Prince won't be going anywhere. Got armor train there for DexN. Thumbs up. And now DevM has to come on punch with the Tiger Tank. Bit short on the manpower for it, admittedly, but DevM, that's just a challenge.
What do you need? Engines one. Fully reinforced.
Units fully reinforced. Crop of Black Prince advancing forwards once more.
Infantry company taking damage.
Engaging the infantry company.
What are your orders?
DexN there quite bracing his utilization of the Churchill Black Prince, which was basically, in the actual war, a lengthened Churchill tank as the original one connected mount, fit the gun in with a 17-pound gun. Only I think about 2 were used, tested out, and they just basically didn't think it was very good. It didn't really continue with it.
The enemy is striking at our infantry company.
Let's got the infantry company here. Rushing with the 250 and a half to their force made those Tommies. And there you go, infantry company down. Small tactical win there for DexN. I mean, I doubt at this point DevM's really going to go for more grandies, but you know, he could go for machine guns, maybe some mortars and snipers, so it does like apply a bit of pressure and of course sends a message. They're getting blasted. Then turning around here, Starstorm achieving that, veterans here too. There you go, MD-42 in action, halts British infantry. We've got the Black Prince up hitting the flank. Catch the East machine, they're flank for submarine as well here. We could see here DevM losing his MD-42 team there. Narrowly escapes there through the soon to be Inferno. And there you go, Regal mine goes off. Sappers taking loss as well there. Black Prince with a blown out engine can barely move. Let's set the Saps completely fixed up here. And DevM, I don't think he's quite realised it's happened. Maybe he has, he just knows he can't do much about it perhaps. Hard to say here, but... Well, we've got a Jaeger squad nearby there, ambushing it. Forcing his one of the Sapper sections away, scores another hit, but the engine damage has been resolved. There's also courtesy of veterans with one ability.
Shock troops standing by.
Listen up, Max. Orders.
Need us?
Mortars on the way for DexN. British Empire.
We are to be
Regular mine's been laid down. He's not going for any sappers with minesweepers.
We shall reinforce all squads that
And
require
there
it.
you go. We got DevM with the Tiger tanks. And by the founder 8th Schwerer Panzerabteilung to provide heavy armor support there for the Angoville Panzer Division in the sector. The other section got caught here with the stars from the Grenadiers with MP40s. Getting there, Nigel. Lawrence falling in pretty quickly afterwards. Gigas pushing forwards. Black Prince about to hit the Tiger tank. Would be beneficial for Devon hit the line first. Perhaps trying to bait him into it somehow. Black Prince goes another hit. Tiger tank does a great shot. Both ends up just backing off there. Up north to the strike called in here on Devon's pursued by the northern major point. Ace after guy, and he's actually upgraded to an ambulance.
75 points at falling.
Thumbs up as it goes. Pretty ready to see the 251 ambulance. If anything. They find the east, west side has basically been conceded to DexN by Devon. It seems that said he's got a pretty good victory point. He's got two victory points to the east side, so I mean, it does kind of make sense there for damage. It also makes it weird that DexN really did like puts a little effort into the east side because of that. Unit wiped out in the north, minor blow there to Devon. In fact, that was his other MP40 grenadiers, what that met a rather explosive demise there at the hands of the British Army. He's also lost a Jaeger squad, as I just noticed as well. This is starting to run a bit on infantry. Might be need to consider something a bit there. Maybe another Starsum call in. Well, Jaegers to go and replace the Grenadiers he's set up rebuilding the infantry company. Jaegers, they're about to get wiped out, but looks like we even got the anti-tanks around there. DevM really, or DexN, I mean, putting in everything to finish off that Jaeger squad. Less than 50 points left though. Clock is ticking here. DexN does need to make a move here versus DevM. Mortars sections moving up there, getting ready for a push here on the northern victory point. Black Prince being fixed up, heavily damaged already. Seemingly using these ambulances as a spotter for the Tiger tank. It's an interesting choice there. 134 versus 336 here. Clock into the tick there. Dex is feeling the heat, he's feeling the pressure. He has to make a move here against the German army. Starts them taking every loss. His ambulance there just reinforcing from a fair bit away there. Looks like a screen away. Probably using his
easy. Has been decrewed.
Machine gun right on the Black Prince. Really called in here. Northern big point seized here. DexN holds the clock against DevM. Buying himself more much needed time. Looks like he just wrecked DevM's machine. We got another Starsum squad called in. More hard medicines who once more just casually confiscated. Requisition then armored half-track from another unit. Perhaps just found it abandoned.
All crews, now in effect. Advance.
Rushing straight for the western point. In this case, there's a machine coming. Starts from just pop on the half track at one angle. Clear it out. Suppose they could just stay in the half track. Probably need to get out there just go faster. 127 to 26 here. Tiger tank's about to get knocked out with the Black Prince.
Our infantry will be reinforced.
Almost got the Tiger tank. They're really going to be close. He got it pushed off the west side. Got a counter inbound here from deck towards the west side. When he command post being brought up by the British fighting grain. He's flanking with a Panzer Divisions. Not enough of the engine damage, obviously, but you know, it looked intimidating, don't it? After with the damage engine,
has been destroyed.
machine gun number 2 down. Dawson about to go out the Black Prince.
The enemy has only 25 points left.
25 points left for DexN. Half track down as the double engine unit. Dawson just fought off against the East Reiki section there. Both out in the open. Dawson basically written apart there. Then he's back here wiped out. We got 19 points left here. DexN taking massive losses. And we got a Crusader tank. Oh, hits the Regal Mine! He hits the other Regal Mine! That's the ambulance that laid down for the upgrades in ambulance.
Pioneers standing by.
Why did we get experience from that? We're medics.
The enemy has taken a victory
Used to be
point.
medics.
Ready when you are.
Our medics. All these used to be. Target tank fixed up. Then, with of course the Black Prince
The
gone,
enemy has claimed
DevM
our
has an opportunity to get away in there, courtesy of that Regal Mine. Again, Regal Mines really good, but I feel like they're really being slapped on.
Our enemy has control over all
2 thumbs
victory
up to
points.
DevM here. Focus services 15. Wiped. The push for that victory point is definitely one of the more exposed one here. Ambulance being Russian as well here by DevM. Just go for the Stars Assault here. Use the ambulance from the course here. Tiger tank joining as well. I like to draw out and use the S mines on it. As my launcher make do that. No? Almost got the MPs, I guess it doesn't matter. Has to withdraw the here due to the artillery being called in. Got 376 versus 15 on the west side. We got the Higgs, the other stars have got close to the victory point. A few sappers left as a vanguard to defend the point. They'll are quickly overcome here by the more hardened German troops. The flamethrowers left doing their part. Been got a artillery loader, I think, called in here. Hardly called in here, but still. DevM doesn't care. Cliff I called in here, going for that western point. Going for all the other 2 points now at the same time. Definitely aiming for a triple cap here. And DexN on the west side doesn't have forces like immediately respond to the east side. He lacks reserves really to like just deal with this development. He's forcing like his one section, that's Tiger tanks just blasting it. Dawson took a lot of damage here though. Ambulance being rushed forwards again. We're trying to drop the Tiger tank with its S-mine launcher. Brigade here, the vehicle setting up here. MD-42. And there go, got the wipe. And assault here. Stars Assault was about to lose the Stars Torben. And they get wiped. Still 12 points left. All points are either German or neutral. And there go crewing the MD-42 behind the section. 9 points left. 8. Sam's getting glass with the Tiger. 6. 4. Machine gun wiped again, but it doesn't matter. This is a win for DevM. Easy game over. Nasty fight here. A lot of back and forth. And DevM definitely had his Regal mines pay off. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. You'll learn something from it. This is Imperial Engine. See you tomorrow for another exciting episode. Bye everyone.